The first card you have your past is the Six of Pentacles. So yeah, I'm seeing offers. Maybe you offered someone something. I think this might have been a material offer. It might have been an offer of something, an actual thing. I think, or you might have offered to do something for someone or give something to someone. But I think they might not have been very grateful, or maybe they didn't show you that they were grateful for what you did for them, or they appreciated you. I think they might have even been a bit cold with you, actually. I think you might have actually put a lot of effort into whatever this was to do this thing for them. There was some kind of excuse me, sorry about that. There was some kind of organising around this. It took a lot to organise whatever this was, and it probably took you a lot of time to organise this and do whatever this was as well. There was a lot of time involved, might have been a bit of money involved. It was a lot involved. And I think this person might have been feeling that they wanted to secretly maybe even secretly get back at you or something. They held some kind of a grudge with you. I'm not seeing that you actually did anything to them. A lot of this problem they had might have just been in their mind. I don't know why they were like this when you're doing something really nice for them. Maybe you said something to them once and they took it in the wrong way, or maybe they misheard you, or maybe it was something like that, or maybe they thought that you did something. I don't know, but I think you wanted to do whatever this was for them, but it really took you aback. You're really kind of feeling like, well, don't they appreciate this? I've done this thing for them. What's wrong? What's going on? You're quite confused about this. So, if this resonates and you're still in this situation and you're still confused, I think, just ask them what the problem is. Yeah, I'm saying that, but maybe, if they're the sort of person who doesn't say what the problem is and they're just acting a bit funny and they're a bit cold with you and they're not saying, they might not be the person who tells you, or the kind of person who tells you what the problem is. So try and get an answer out of them. Just come up and say to them, look, I don't know what the problem is, but obviously I've done this thing for you. You're a bit cold with me. There's a problem. If you have a problem with me, can you please just tell me what that is? Because I'd like to either tell you what's happened or why that's happened, or talk to you about something, or resolve it, or explain it. But I can't do that unless I know what it is. And so if that doesn't work and they're still kind of funny with you, or they say, oh, nothing. Some people say, oh, this is the thing I really can't stand as an Aries. I like to talk to people and I like them to tell me if someone has a problem with me, they should come to me and tell me what it is. And then I can do something about it. But if nobody comes to me, I cannot do anything about it because I don't know. And if I come to someone and say, look, do you have a problem? Can you please just tell me what it is? And then we can try and fix whatever it is. And they say, oh no, everything's fine. And then they go off and they're still acting funny. I really can't stand it. So this might be one of these kinds of people. I'm sorry if they are, but if they are, you might just have to distance yourself from this person, because, if they're acting like this instead of talking to you, they might not ever tell you what the problem is. And so in that case, you're better off being out of, sight of them. I just think you don't want to be around someone who's acting like this. Excuse me, sorry, I've got a cough. So the next card you have for your past is the Knight of Swords. So, this is, I'll just tell you what I'm seeing with this. I'm getting a really frustrated feeling around this. Obviously, this knight is kind of rushing into battle. He's not very happy, he's angry. So this is about a relationship, and I think this is about someone you were with or someone who you're still with. I think you probably still are with this person. I think this person might have been feeling quite impatient around a situation, more than impatient actually. I think they might have spoken to you about this. They might have asked you to do something, or they might have asked you to change something or whatever. This is something that they felt was very, very important. But I think you either didn't want to rush this, or you felt that you didn't see what the great big deal was, or you kind of might have felt a bit pressured around this actually, and this pressure might have forced you to, or made you kind of feel like even less likely to do whatever this was. I think this situation was actually in your last reading. I think it might have been in a few of your readings actually, this frustrating situation where someone wanted you to do something and you kind of couldn't do it, and you're kind of clashing over this. And this has been going on for a while. I have seen this quite a lot in your readings. And this is probably why this person was so frustrated, because it was kind of dragging on for such a long time. So try to be careful around this, because they could be thinking about, or they could have been thinking about, they might still be thinking about ultimatums at this time. I don't actually think they'd carry out any of these ultimatums that they're thinking about, because I think they do care about you. They don't want to lose you, I can see that. But obviously whatever this is really important to them if they've thought about ultimatums, even if they just thought about it. So if this resonates and you can think of anything that will compromise, anything that might work to kind of save this situation, or kind of something where everyone can find some kind of common ground or something, try it. Try whatever you can. I think this person is very impatient. They might be angry. They might still be very angry actually. But I think deep down, even if they're angry, whatever, they really, really care about you. I can see that. They might feel driven. They might feel driven to give you an ultimatum. It's like, I don't want to give them an ultimatum, but I'm so frustrated and angry that this is still going on. I have to do something drastic. That might be what they're thinking, or they were thinking at this time. But I don't think either of you want this. Neither of you want to separate. I think you really do care about each other. And I think that's the key to this. I do have hope with this. I don't think this is going to kind of collapse, but you really need to solve whatever this is. That's what I'm seeing. So the last card you have, your past, is the Ace of Swords. So yes. Again, I'm seeing two sides on this card. I'm seeing two sides. It's like the saying double-edged sword, or two sides of the sword. You can see both sides of the sword. So there's an olive branch on the left-hand side of this sword. And, this can represent femininity, peace, surrender. There's a saying, I'm offering you an olive branch, which means I'm coming to you in peace. I know we've had an argument. I know we've had differences. I'm coming here with an olive branch to offer my peace to you, so that we can start agreeing again, getting along again. We can kind of come to peace. That's what an olive branch stands for. And surrender. And there's a palm leaf on the right hand side, and a palm leaf is quite masculine usually. It represents the opposite. It represents discord, unhappiness, anger, all of these kind of very aggressive kind of things. So it's like these two plants, the complete opposite, two opposite sides of the sword, two opposing views. And that's what you have, or you had, with this person. You could not see their side, they could not see your side. And that's what this is showing me in this card again. So it can also represent finding clarity, cutting through rubbish, cutting through any kind of rubbish that kind of isn't useful, and finding clarity, finding a center, finding something that actually is meaningful. I think you both wanted to find clarity, or you both wanted to find some kind of common ground. You wanted to cut through all of the arguments and the debates and the problems and the stress and the emotion, and get to some point where you both could find some way where you would agree. But I think this was very hard for you to do, because so much was said, so much was argued, debated, it went around and around and around. And it was really hard for either of you to kind of feel any kind of sense of calm or clarity around this. It was like every time one of you brought up this subject, nobody could concentrate on the actual core subject, which was what you both were trying to kind of solve, the focus was always on the arguments around it. It was like, oh, last time we spoke about this, you walked off. Well, last time I tried to talk to you about this, you called me a this. Well, last time we spoke about this, you slammed the door. How dare you? Well, I didn't slam the door. Yes, you did. So it was all talk about what happened around the thing, but no talk about the actual thing, which was what you had to resolve. It doesn't matter who slammed the door and who said this and who said, doesn't matter about that. You needed to get to the core of the problem and you needed to resolve that, because that's what was causing all of the arguments and the slam doors and the name calling and everything like that. So I think a big thing about this is that this person felt a lot of emotion about this. It meant something very, very emotional to them. And I don't think it meant something very emotional to you. I'll try and explain what I'm seeing. So I think this person really felt like if you agreed to do whatever this practical thing was, if you did this thing, this to them would have been proof that you cared about them and that you wanted to put them first. And I think no matter what else you did, it wouldn't make any difference. They just wanted you to do this specific thing. And for you, I don't think it meant that. It didn't mean you cared about them. I think you felt that you're already caring for them and you're already putting them first and you didn't need to do whatever this thing was. It might be something like buying them something. It might be something like moving to somewhere. It might be something like saying something in public about them. It might be something on social media. It might be something like that. It might be something like saying we are in a relationship. It might be something, I don't know, but it was some practical thing, something that they wanted you to do to show that you cared for them. And I don't think you understood the emotion that they had underneath this whole thing, and they didn't understand that you kind of didn't get that about them. So it was this big kind of mess. If this all resonates with you, I know this is specific, so it probably only resonates with some people, but this is what I'm seeing, so I have to get out this message to whoever it is resonating with. So yeah, I know, yeah, this is, I think you might even have to, I mean, if this goes on and on and on like it does, and there's no resolution, you might even need some kind of counselling around this, because it looks as if you really do care for each other. You don't want to separate, you want to be together, but this is a big thing. It needs to be resolved. So, and yeah, I've been seeing this in your readings for a long time, maybe even 3 or 4 in a row, this situation where one person wants the other one to do something and they're very emotional about it and frustrated. So this keeps on coming up for a reason. It keeps on coming up so that you hear this and do something about it if this resonates with you. So the first card you have for your present is the Ace of Pentacles. So yeah, I love this card. And so many signs have this card this week. It's fantastic. I mean, it's everywhere. I think about 2/3 of the readings so far have had this card in their reading. So I'm seeing an opportunity in this card. This is some kind of financial money-making opportunity. I'm actually seeing that. I'm not seeing a job opportunity though. I'm seeing this is something around work. It's something around, it might be a side business or a business project or something like that. It's something outside of your usual work. And I'm actually seeing someone who might be far away from you. They might be in another country, or if you're in the US, they might be in another state. This is definitely someone who you know very well, but they're not near you. I'm seeing that again. And I think this person might have spoken to you about a potential opportunity before, a while ago. Maybe they said something vague to you, or something that wasn't, not vague, but something that was kind of a bit casual, like, oh, I'm thinking of this idea. I've got this idea and I haven't got time to do it now, but if I ever do this, I'll call you. You know, if I ever decide to really do this properly, I'm going to call you because I think you'd be really good on this. And you said, fantastic, that sounds great. If you ever do this one day, you know, contact me and I'll be really interested in this. And then you kind of just let it go thinking, well, this is one of these things, probably won't happen, whatever. And now they're contacting you. Now they're getting into contact with you. They're coming into contact with you, I should say. So they're kind of asking you, they're going to come in and they're saying, wow, I'm really officially doing this. I would like you to come and do this with me. Now, I'm seeing a bit of travel around this, actually. Now, it might be you that has to travel, or it might be them that has to travel to kind of get together and kind of do this. But whatever this is, this has the potential to turn into something really, really good, really significant, really big. This is the Ace of Pentacles. And this person might have, I think they might have lived near you once and you had this kind of chat and then they had to move. And so that's why you're kind of not together and not around each other anymore. But this is telling me that you should definitely pursue this. If you get a message from someone about this, don't say no to whatever this is. This has the potential to really, really help you financially, really help you in a lot of different areas of your life. It's something that's going to be really exciting. And I think it's something that you should definitely say yes to when it comes in for you, if it comes in, if this resonates with you. So the next card you have for your present is Death. So yes, I think, you are going to be able to do this. You are going to be able to take up this opportunity. But I think that, the Death card can be about new beginnings, but having to put something to death, really, or put something away to be able to do that. So I think you might have to give something up. You might have to give something up to be able to do this thing. Now, I think what you're going to have to give up is spare time. I think this is going to take up a lot of your time. It's going to really, you're going to be up late working on this, up early working on this. Every bit of your spare time might be spent doing this thing. And I think it might take some time, or it probably will take some time away from this person who you're in a relationship with, that I've seen in the Knight of Swords. Now, I'm not seeing this separation or all this time you're taking away from them creating many problems between you. They're definitely focused, they're still focused on this other problem. But I think with this thing, with this time that you're going to have to put into this, I think they'll be understanding about this. I don't think they'll worry about this. I think they're probably a very busy person too. I think they're a very hard worker. I think you both are. So I think they understand about you having to give up a lot of time to be able to do this, to work on this thing. But you're going to have to give up a lot of your spare time. And I think this is going to be a very, very exciting thing to be working on. But, don't burn out. Don't let this kind of throw your life out of balance. Make sure you do get time to go out and do fun things, spend time in this relationship, spend time with your friends. So balance it out. Yes, you're going to want to spend lots of time on this because it's exciting, but try to balance it out. Don't burn out and don't get fed up and tired of this. You don't want to do that. You want to keep your excitement going on this. The last card you have for your present is the Ten of Pentacles. So yeah, again, this is this opportunity I was seeing in the Ace of Pentacles, and it's really going to be financially good for you. It's going to build up your finances or help you to. You're going to start building everything up again. And again, this is going to take time, not to build up your finances, but it's going to take time, take up a lot of your time to be able to do this. And again, I'm seeing this as another reminder of you to try and resolve this issue between you and your partner. Because if you look at this couple in the middle of this card, they're walking past each other. They're so busy. It's like, oh, I'm busy. I can't talk to you. I can't talk to you. Bye. Hello. Goodbye. And you're walking past and they're not actually having a proper conversation. So I think that before you go into this big project and you're spending all of your time on that, try to resolve this issue with this person before you do that. Because I think once you get into this project, you're not going to have any time at all, or hardly any time. And you're not going to be able to do this. You're going to find yourself in a position where you say to yourself, oh, I know I need to solve this with them. I know I need to talk to them, but I haven't got time. Maybe I'll do it tomorrow. Oh, I'm busy again. Maybe I'll do it next week. Oh, I'm busy again. Maybe I'll do it next month, and it will go on and on and on. And as time goes on, the resentment will build up, it will be difficult, and you won't be able to come back from it. It'll be really, really a big, big problem. So try and resolve it now while you still have the time. Do something about this before it drags on without a resolution forever and ever and gets worse. That's what I'm seeing. So the first card you have for your future is the King of Swords. So yes, there are swords all over this reading. This is quite a difficult reading. There's a lot of discord and a lot of anxiety and clashes in this reading. But there is hope. You know, I think you do really care for this person. I'm seeing that all through this reading. Yeah, the King of Swords is about logic. He doesn't show any emotions. He kind of sticks to facts. He doesn't stick to anything else. So I think if you decide to start this business or this project that I'm seeing in the Ace of Pentacles, I think you need to be very careful, very factual about this. I think you need to have proper contracts drawn up. I know this is a friend, and sometimes when you go into business with friends, sometimes these things are kind of let slide. Don't do this in this thing. I think you need to make sure that you look over everything, all the paperwork carefully before you sign anything. Read over everything once, twice, upside down. I'm saying upside down because people proofread things sometimes by printing them up and looking at them upside down, because I think when you read things right way up, you can miss these little things. You can kind of skim over things, but when you read things upside down, you're not skimming over words because you can't read it properly. You have to really, really pay attention to every letter, every word, every full stop, everything, every comma, everything in the whole thing. So yeah, that's a tip if you want to proofread something. But anyway, sorry, I'm talking about something else. But yes, read it upside down, backwards, again, 3 times, 4 times. Look over everything very, very carefully before you actually sign anything. I'm not seeing this person being dishonest. That's not the reason why I'm asking you to do this. I just think that things can be overlooked. That's one thing when it's with a friend. I think that sometimes if things aren't really, really clear later on down the line and you have a kind of a disagreement or a dispute, I'm not saying you will, but in case you do, you might say, oh, I read it as that. And they might say, oh, no, I think that means that, and blah, blah, blah. So have things very, 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 very clear around this between you. Rewrite things if you need to, so that it's very clear for both of you. And yeah, but also because this is really exciting. This is a really exciting project, and you might be tempted to just jump in without really, really making sure everything's done properly. And look very carefully at anything to do with percentages. I don't know anything about business, but I saw a percentage sign in one of these butterflies above the king's head. So really think about percentages. Think about that, if that makes any sense to you. Check everything, check all the figures. And yeah, just check everything very carefully if this is resonating with you. So the next card you have for your future is the 8 of Pentacles. So, yeah, again, I'm seeing you and this person in the Knight of Swords, you and this person who you're in a relationship with or whatever. None of you want to lose each other. You both really care about each other. I think you're both prepared to work at this, which is a really good sign. But it's not easy for you to work at this because you have this complete kind of different way of looking at this thing. So, I think, you know, keep on working on this. So obviously that's a good thing, but be careful to keep a lot of these problems that you're having to yourself. I don't mean never tell anyone about this. You know, I think, you know, if you need to vent to someone, if you need to confide in someone, that's fine if you do trust that person. But be very, very careful. Only talk to people who you 100% trust. And especially be careful about talking to your partner's family about these problems. You both should be careful about that, really, because I think some of these people, not all of them, but some of them might want to gossip a bit. So just be a bit careful. The man on this card's obviously working very, very hard. He's working on this thing, but he has his back to the town where all of the people are. He isn't sharing what he's doing with these people. So work on this, work on these problems, but try to keep things to yourself. Try to keep things as private as you possibly can. The last card you have for your future is the Emperor.